Cold and hungry riots are starting in Moscow and the regions. Putin wanted to freeze Ukraine, but people are freezing right under his nose. Moscow, St. Petersburg, the Moscow region, Murmansk, Severomorsk, Omsk, Petersburg, and dozens of other cities.
The village of Pashten, located in Switzerland. Pashten, Switzerland.
We are miserable people.
A utilities collapse has engulfed the entire country on the eve of February. People are sitting without heating, water, or electricity. I
live here, my child is freezing.
In the middle of winter, with temperatures at -20 and -30, Russia is freezing. This is not a natural disaster. This is the direct cost of war.
What is even happening here?
A significant military operation took place right here at this location.
Meanwhile, the Kremlin and Russian propagandists are all shouting in unison about endurance. Endure it because that's the price of war.
War is an expensive business. War is not free.
Because we are all paying for this war, for the special operation.
Dear Vladimir Vladimirovich,
This is a cry from the heart to turn off YouTube, to turn off Instagram, to turn off WhatsApp. We are not fucking North Korea, damn it. We are Russia, for fuck's sake.
In reality, the country is collapsing into a wild economic crisis, into that very same stagflation.
Russia is being swept by mass protests.
You have lost your mind, you've gone crazy. Do you understand those in power?
how is this even possible today?
War! War never changes.
Moscow, Petersburg, the regions.
It turns into a vicious circle. It's like you gave everything with one hand and took it all away from the people with the other.
You abandoned those in power, the authorities. You abandoned our people. You abandoned them, just left them behind.
We are declaring a hunger strike.
Moscow is completely buried under snow. Snow drifts up to 60 centimeters, twice the normal climate average. The city has come to a standstill. Trucks are skidding and blocking the entrances to the capital.
This is it. All these trucks are standing, trying to get into Moscow. Well, really, the road to Moscow is blocked. Such a traffic jam. It's impossible to get into Moscow right now.
Leningradskoye, Gorkovskoye, Domodedovskoye highways, multi-kilometer traffic jams.
Now our lane has cleared, we're moving. And here, everything is just standing still and standing and standing.
People are stuck for 5 or 6 hours without moving. Muscovites are getting out of buses and pushing them by hand. In the Roman residential complex, they're pushing buses out of snowdrifts just to get to work. And on the MCAD, people are abandoning their cars and walking in crowds.
Everyone's going uphill like this, and we're all walking together. Everything here is completely at a standstill.
It's faster this way than waiting for the system to start moving.
What on earth is going on?
I want to show you the conditions we live in, thanks to our wonderful management company. It's pretty creepy. It's pitch dark on Sverdlova too, same situation.
Meanwhile, Moscow is experiencing a real snow collapse and an explosion at the power plant. Here it is, take a look. For the first time, 2 districts in Moscow have plunged into a blackout. The Moscow suburbs are a whole different reality. People are waiting at bus stops for an hour. There are 2 lines, one for those standing and another for those hoping to get a seat.
Everything is getting worse and worse. Everything is shaking.
The situation is difficult. Honestly, we're looking to the future without any optimism.
In Omsk, the first protests and riots have started. -28, hundreds of homes without heating, electricity, or warmth for weeks.
Water is pouring out boiling hot. During the frosts, there was nothing to breathe. Right now it is just a cold and lonely winter. Inside our quiet stairwell,
The houses with boiler rooms inside are in terrible condition.
The freezing residents of Omsk staged a protest on the roadway at the site of the pipe burst. They were fined by the traffic police. Let there be a traffic jam. People are all freezing and the administration does nothing, said the protesting residents. And it's the same in cities all across Russia.
You abandoned us, the authorities, the authorities. You abandoned our people. You abandoned us, just abandoned us.
We are not honest people. It turns into a vicious circle. It's like on the one hand, you gave us all this. But with the other hand, you took everything away from the people.
I'm so afraid of what's happening in our country right now, especially the issue of poverty.
We're setting an example for everyone of how not to live and how not to survive.
I constantly remember Andrei Dmitrievich Sakharov and his words. To save humanity, it would have been necessary to drop an atomic bomb on the Kremlin. People have no homes.
People have no homes. The money is gone. In the Kursk region, the payments of 65,000 rubles to refugees were cancelled. People went out to the administration building.
Dear Vladimir Vladimirovich, we have been left without our homes and other property. We had to seek shelter in other towns and villages. The decision by the government of the Russian Federation this December to cancel the monthly payments of 65,000 rubles has caused despair. For the majority of residents in the border areas of the Kursk region,
Penza pickets because of the internet shutdown. Moscow and St. Petersburg are affected as well. There are internet and communication outages. Nothing works. WhatsApp has been slowed down by 70 to 80%. They're preparing to block it. Russia is turning into a total concentration camp. War, hunger strikes.
Yes, and all this will end badly.
Well, this isn't the end yet. A total strike on the Russian energy sector is underway. Power plants have been blown up from the Moscow region to Orenburg.
Guys, good evening. The city was just shelled 3 times. Well, here we are, driving up to the house, and there's this mess lying around.
There's heavy shelling going on in the area. Yeah, that's right. What? Yeah, it's a mess.
Russia is freezing. Moscow region, the cities of Zhukovsky and Chekhov. Residents are saying their rooms are like ice boxes. Tomorrow it will be minus 25. Several towns near Moscow have been left without heating just before a severe cold snap. St. Petersburg. Some districts, including the city center and the Fontanka area, have been without heating for more than a day.
it's pretty creepy.
We're about to be without power now. There are explosions going off. Basically, they're bombing as we speak.
New blackouts, people are panicking.
People have no electricity, no heating, we're just surviving.
It's creepy. Driving down Ivchenko, it's pitch dark on Sverdlova too. Same thing everywhere.
Panic in the Kremlin as a Moscow power plant explodes and Ukrainian forces disable energy grids.
They hit the same building again. It's just unbelievable.
Shit, looks like I won't be able to go to work for the next week or two.
The Moscow suburbs
just don't exist anymore. 3 floors.
Muscovites are freezing and screaming.
My child is absolutely freezing.
The city of Ingles. Residents are complaining about a catastrophic situation with heating and hot water. By the way, that's exactly where Russia launches planes that strike Ukraine's energy facilities from. Karma in action. Since
January 13th, we've had an emergency situation. There has been a complete shutdown of hot water supply and heating. The boiler room itself is in a terrible state inside. In
the Moscow region, there's an icy collapse. Zhukovsky, for example, dozens of buildings have been without heating, electricity, and hot water for a second day. It's minus 30 outside, the apartment walls are icy, and pipes are bursting. The heating stations aren't working. In Murmansk and Severomorsk, the headquarters of the Northern Fleet of the Russian Federation, a total blackout and evacuation. They were without power and heat for almost a week.
In social networks, it's now being spread that heating and phone charging stations are open. I really want to get some hot water because unfortunately we have electric stoves. Oops, the door is closed.
They tricked us.
The cities of Murmansk, Severomorsk, Severodvinsk, a major accident. Minus 20. The temperature in the apartments is +6 and +8. Power line ruptures. The city's plunged into darkness. 40% of public transport stopped. Hospitals switched to backup diesel generators. One of the pharmacists told local journalists, people were buying everything. Candles, matches, thermoses, field rations. They asked if we had any kerosene lamps. Murmansk is without power. Blizzards and ice brought down the power line supports. The Severomorsk district and Murmansk are without electricity, communication, or heating.
This is just our district, where there should be light everywhere.
Here we are in Murmansk, within the Leninsky district. It is currently 6 p.m., and the entire district is completely shut down. There are no lights, nothing at all to see, and even the local stores are not working right now.
A state of emergency and evacuation have been declared at the main base of Russia's Northern Fleet. Putin is facing a catastrophe.
If there is still any survivors still out there, if any of you have managed to survive, I can provide you with some food and supplies.
The armed forces of Ukraine are blowing up thermal power plants in the Moscow region, Belgorod, Bryansk, Kursk, Oryol, and Taganrog.
The bathhouse just collapsed, damn it.
Belgorod, Bryansk, Orenburg, Orsk, thermal power plants and substations are under attack.
I am completely and utterly screwed. I really don't know what to do now.
That's the second span in a row, damn it. Unbelievable.
500,000 Russians are without power or heat. A total freeze. There's a humanitarian catastrophe in Belgorod.
The city was just shelled 3 times, and now as we're approaching the house, there's this kind of mess lying here.
The armed forces of Ukraine carried out the most massive shelling of Belgorod since the start of the war using HIMARS missiles.
We experienced a real, almost total blackout. Basically, the entire city and part of the region were plunged into darkness.
In Belgorod and the region, there is no electricity, no water, no heat, and the generators aren't working.
It's necessary to get a generator for yourself. I understand that people have different incomes and not every family can do this.
The war correspondent says the ring around Moscow is tightening.
There's no electricity, no water, in fact, nothing at all. They still haven't restored it, and it's unclear what will happen next.
An extremely difficult period has begun. And the protection of one's own home, of course, is mostly in one's own hands.
I passed by a rather large shopping street. Lots of stores, pizzerias, fast food places. Well, basically, like always, just like everywhere else. But nothing is working. And there's no electricity anywhere at all. Right now I went into the metro to get some water. I'm curious if there's any left or not. Judging by the dim lighting, this shopping center is quite large. It's running on a generator. I'm curious. The traffic lights aren't working, but are the cameras still monitoring traffic or not?
A total blackout and systemic collapse in Russia.
What's happening with food prices? What are we going to eat? Pasta with water?
I'm just curious, how long will the products in stores keep shrinking while the price tags keep getting fatter?
Things I had to give up in 2026 because they became too expensive. Like cucumbers for 330 rubles, not even per kilogram. And
On Avito, stores are closing in droves, people are selling their businesses, and they're not even shy about it. They write outright, due to the increase in VAT.
In Moscow, the richest region of Russia, the question isn't whether to close or not. The question is when to close.
We have a small family business, a bakery. We fully understand that the country is in a difficult situation. We understand that raising taxes is a necessity.
The first thing is money. Budget money. As we've already said, there is a severe shortage of budget funds, and there will be even more of a shortage going forward.
It's just like how he orchestrated Maduro's abduction. So why shouldn't he
Have elite special forces fly to Neglinaya and abduct the high-ranking head of the Russian Central Bank in
Russia, there is an economic and energy collapse. There is total devastation there for which Putin, the Kremlin, and the Russian murderers who are destroying Ukraine are responsible. Kyiv and other cities in Ukraine are freezing because Putin and his cronies are launching missiles and drones at Ukraine. The Moscow region, St. Petersburg, and other Russian cities are freezing because Putin, with the Kremlin's approval, he is launching missiles and drones at Ukraine instead of spending those billions of dollars on repairing his own heating systems, sewage, power plants, boiler rooms, and elevators. One wants to say the silent, obedient herd is freezing in their homes all across Russia. But there is one big but. A population that has chosen a criminal as its leader is not his victim. It is his accomplice. And
I constantly remember Andrei Dmitrievich Sakharov, whom I was fortunately acquainted with. I remember him, his words. To save humanity, it would have been necessary to drop the atomic bomb on the Kremlin.
Hello, my name is Valentina. I am a resident of the house at 43 Sovetskaya Street, Engels. This is an appeal to Alexander Ivanovich Bastrikin. We have had a problem since the beginning of the heating season, even since the beginning of December. We have an issue with the regulation of heating and hot water supply. Since January 13th, we have had an emergency situation. We have LLC Teplorisers, which services not only my building's address, but also in Volgogradsky Lane 1, Stepnaya 39, Stepnaya 37, Zeleny Lane 20, Petrovskaya 69, Elva Kosilia 20, Stepnaya 35. A, which service other addresses in the city of Engels, there are a lot of them, have faced the problem of hot water and heating being shut off. At all. Since January 13th, for a whole week, it was 13 to 15 degrees in our apartment. And at most addresses, it's still the same. That is, the boiler houses were not started up. They're trying to get them running, according to Teplorisers. I went to them personally. They're trying to get them running, but the problem, they say, is with Vodokanal and the energy companies. That is, according to them.
Hello, dear Alexander Ivanovich Basikin. I am reaching out to you as a resident of Engels. My name is Karina Galaika. At the moment, I am living in Engels at 13 Telmana Street. We have a boiler house at 1 Volgogradsky Lane. The boilers, which at this address, 1 Volgogradsky Lane, repairs are needed. There are supposed to be 3 boilers operating there. But at the moment, supposedly, as one of the administration heads explained to me, only 2 boilers are working there. Right now, I actually think that only 1 boiler is working at all. The boiler house itself is in a terrible state inside. In short, there are a bunch of trucks here. I don't even know how many. It seems to me they stayed here overnight. Now our lane cleared up, we started moving, and here everything is just at a standstill, not moving at all. Just a little bit left, some turns my house, but I have a feeling we're stuck here for another half hour or so. Everyone's going uphill like this, and we're all walking together on foot. Everything here is completely at a standstill.
Look at these experienced ones. Damn, they're just like people. Damn.
See? So you can definitely expect us to arrive by early evening. Honestly, they just simply can't make it up there right now. That's where all the problems come from. Not a single car can get up.
Basically, there are probably, I don't know how many trucks here. I think they're staying overnight. Now our lane cleared up, we started moving, and here everything is just at a standstill, not moving at all. Just a little bit left, some turns my house, but I have a feeling there's still half of...